So a severe thunderstorm warning has just dropped over in Henry County, where it's been kind of an interesting evening. There was a cell over there getting together a little bit ago that had some rotation in it. It actually started to wrap together in the upper levels, but it was interesting for a little bit. So now we have a severe thunderstorm warning over here impacting the Clinton area. This goes on for the next 44 minutes until 11 p.m. We're talking about the potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that's what we expect tonight as our secondary threat starts to kick in. And so I think I have a little bit more information as far as what may happen next through the evening, as our low-level jet has popped into the area now, and that is what has sparked up our secondary threat, which we've been talking about. We've been talking about more of a wind threat. So with this severe thunderstorm warning, I think we're starting to see this materialize. So I've gone ahead and looked ahead into the evening to see what may happen for the rest of the evening. So for right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's picking up all of Clinton, the Truman Reservoir area, out to Leesville, and Calhoun is where this picks up, and out to just to the north of Calhoun, Shawnee Mound and Quarles area out. So this is just about to impact Clinton, and we're seeing strong wind gusts just out to the southwest of Clinton. So just about a few minutes, and those strong wind gusts, potentially up to 60 miles per hour, may start to impact the Clinton area. So that storm is just finishing up over the Montrose area right now and starting to pick up deep water, but Clinton continues to be the area of focus. So we'll kind of back out and look regionally. So deeper west in west central Missouri, things are starting to taper down up and down the I-49 corridor here. Archie, Adrian, Passaic, Butler, which has had just nothing but solid thunderstorms all night tonight. Well over 2 inches of rain per hour in a couple of locations out there. Pretty wild. We'll pull that up in just a minute and see where the rain has gotten. But let's go ahead and look through the rest of the forecast for the evening. Before we do, thunderstorm activity also down here in the Rich Hill area as well. Metz, Stotesbury, none of this is severe warned at the current time. The only severe warning that we have, again, is the strongest cell over here in Clinton. So what you can see is that you can see this kind of starting to come together in something of a line. And that's what we have been looking for. A couple of hours ago, we were talking about that developing right about the 10 o'clock hour. So here we are, 10:17 p.m. No surprise. And so that's the current radar situation. And again, only one severe thunderstorm. But I want to hop over to data and take a look at what might happen within the next couple of hours. And the bottom line is, I think that strong wind threat that we've been talking about all evening will materialize. But what I wonder is, as we get toward 11 p.m. and midnight, look what starts to happen. Remember what I was just pointing out. So this is model data. Again, this is not current radar. But look what starts to happen over around the Warrensburg, Urick, Appleton City, El Dorado Springs, maybe down towards Nevada and Sheldon as well, is that quasi-linear structure where we start to talk about damaging straight line winds. So earlier iterations in the forecast had this happening over here, maybe a little bit further to the west. So we were talking about that I-49 corridor, which is right here, Harrisonville, Butler. So it does look to me like maybe this is going to happen, and it's going to be a little bit further east than we had thought. So I'm up to about midnight in forecast data that it looks like this may be where that threat starts to come together. So could be between Warrensburg and Clinton and Sedalia and Cole Camp. Look what happens somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m. as that low-level jet starts to get organized behind these storms. So that may be our next step. So it's good news for the folks in east central Kansas. It's good news for the folks in very western Missouri. Going to be paying attention down to the south, though. Maybe Fort Scott, Nevada, Eldo, Appleton, what you guys may see a little bit of that as well. So it's not a significant change. We anticipated all evening that this was going to happen, but that may be the area, and then it drifts off to the east. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating, and I wouldn't be putting that up if it didn't look to me like, we'll switch back over to radar right now, that maybe this was getting ready to happen. Let me take the storm tracks off here, and that will declutter the radar just a little bit there. That helps. There's a lot going on. But look what's starting to happen. Let me kind of loop the radar a couple times for you guys. So do you see that? That's why I decided to jump online. It was like, I think this is actually starting to happen. And this is the area that it's happening in. So we can switch over to velocity and do a little bit of investigating there and kind of see that, yeah, I think this is the area that's going to start to get together. So like we said, strong winds starting to impact the Clinton area, maybe up through Calhoun, Windsor, out toward like the Sweet Springs area, and then so that may be the area these strong wind gusts come together. But we're going to keep an eye on Nevada. Let's go ahead and get a little closer down in Nevada. So we could have some strong wind gusts picking up into Nevada here pretty soon as well. So I think that will be the area of things. We'll go ahead and loop this one more time. So that you guys can see the current situation. But look at things kind of starting to get together right out here, that Windsor, Clinton, Osceola, backtracking down towards Nevada, maybe Lamar area. So that's kind of what I am thinking right now. Obviously, back behind this area, we still have some gusty winds. Back behind this as well. So as we go along 18 Highway over towards Adrian, still windy and still some heavy downpours. But I think our next strongest, if not severe threat is going to be over here, Clinton, Warrensburg, Clinton, Deepwater, and points to the east is where things look to be coming together right now. So just one more time, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning out here for the Clinton area right now. Clinton in the midst of a big, strong thunderstorm, and then possibly some up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well. And that's headed off towards you folks in Calhoun. Let's go ahead and put storm tracks back in. More of an easterly motion now. See, with the white lines, as that jet kicks in, kind of driving things a little bit more to the east. So let's see what time things get out to you guys in like Calhoun and Windsor. So within the next 15 minutes, the strongest part of the storm is over Calhoun. In about 20 minutes, things get out to Windsor, 20 to 25 minutes out to you guys' neighborhood. So that's kind of the way that I see things developing right now. And I just wanted to kind of bring you on here and say that's where I think things are going to happen in terms of the strongest and most possibly severe aspects. But let's let that develop for just a second. You guys know what's going on over there. I do see a fairly strong storm down here in south of Rich Hill neighborhood once again, between, say, Metz and Four Rivers Conservation area over here. So all of that, if we continue with this easterly course, you can see storm tracks don't quite know what to do with that yet. So let's kick that out of here because things are changing, and we'll just kind of watch the radar loop it. Yeah, see how it's northeasterly, and then we're going to take a little bit of an easterly turn. So heads up to Appleton City, Rockville, Shell City within about the next 10 minutes. There's a good thunderstorm over Rich Hill right now. I think it's going to impact you guys next. So more rain is on the way. Let's go ahead and look at, one more time, just the last hour. Holy smokes. Just within the last hour, so from about 9:15 till about now, some points out here to the east of, let's go due east of Passaic and see 2 inches have fallen within the last hour. So I said in a post a few minutes ago, I think our most severe threat right now for a good chunk of west central Missouri is going to be these torrential downpours and potential flash flooding risks. So if you're headed out about tonight, well into tomorrow morning, because we have more rainfall to go for the next couple of hours, be aware of this for sure. This is kind of the threat that we didn't talk enough about sneaking in here in the way that some of these thunderstorms have trained over this area repeatedly. So just for emphasis, let's bring in the last 24 hours. And over these same areas, we're looking at 6.1 inches of rain. So I'll be interested to see what you guys say about this in the morning. Those of you that keep track of this, these are radar indicated totals, which are a good, reliable indicator. But, out here east of Passaic and Butler, I'm looking at 6.5 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. and just within the last hour alone, about 2.3 inches. That's a ton, guys. So we haven't seen this in a while, but here's the area. We've been talking about a couple of areas tonight. I mean, this whole area really, from like Chanute up here, Clinton, Windsor to Sedalia, that's going to be our flash flood risk. That's just kind of received kind of an unbelievable amount of rain here in the last little bit. So that's what we're looking at. So I kind of feel more comfortable in what I just said a few minutes ago. Let me kind of scroll over and you guys can see radar returns in the Clinton area. Look at things starting to get together as that jet kicks in. So I think we have some more severe thunderstorm warnings probably to go, and these will be on account of winds. Look at that. And these are going to be all to the east of like this line. So I think for strong winds tonight, we're going to be talking about Windsor, Cole Camp, Warsaw, Lowry City, and probably down here to Osceola, Wablo, El Dorado Springs possibly as well. So I think that's going to be how things organize, and the winds are already starting to pick up, and you can see, excuse me, some organization of these storms in that general area. So I think that is our next trend. So back behind that, look, let's kind of scan all the way out, do composite radar. I just see pockets of heavy rainfall to moderate to light rainfall as we start to talk about state line here. That's the big pink line. So over on the Kansas side, you guys just have some pockets. There's still going to be some fairly noisy storms, and you'll get some winds over there too. But you're going to trend just between moderate and heavy rainfall for the next couple of hours. So I think again, I think we're going to be talking mostly over here in the Henry County area and points to the south. So straggling edge, for lack of a better word, still picking up this area here. So we're talking about Rich Hill. There's a little bit more to go as things turn more easterly. So this thunderstorm activity that we see out here right now around Mound City, Prescott, and Hume, Stotesbury, this is all going to find its way through the Rich Hill area towards Rockville and Shell City within about the next 27 minutes. So more rainfall to come for you guys there. But again, nothing severe or nothing even close over there. So once again, predominantly transitioning to a wind threat as we go through the next couple of hours. No big surprise. A little bit of a shift to the east from what we thought, but all in all, this is about what we thought would happen and about when we thought it would happen. So welcome to about 10:30. As the low-level jet starts to kick into our area and we'll start to see some wind gusts intensify, think that we're looking at Warrensburg and points to the south for those wind gusts. Haven't seen anything else to give me any pause on here that we're really talking about anything other than strong wind gusts. Look at that. If we take out forward motion. So yeah, big gust just about to impact Clinton here. And you guys have a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 31 minutes. If this keeps together and this doesn't die down, which it looks like it's really just getting started, I think we can expect severe thunderstorm warnings, out to Sedalia, picking up like Cole Camp, Lincoln, and this area too over the next little bit. So that's just how things are coming together for you at straight up 10:30. I want to give a big shout out to the people that make this coverage possible. Local weather just doesn't happen. I do the best I can, but I appreciate sponsors like Renee LaRosa, Homeland Realty, and Adrian. Just keep her in mind, would you please? If you have investment thoughts or you're looking to buy or sell, that can be commercial, that can be residential. Get at Renee on all the socials. You can find her posts tagged here in my forecast post as well if that time comes for you, or that is something that you are thinking about. So appreciate all the sponsors keeping us busy tonight. It has been a long haul. Like I say, we are transitioning to, here's kind of the bottom line, we're transitioning to a wind threat. It's going to be kind of to the eastern edges of the forecast area, but I think headlines are now going to shift to flash flooding concerns, and these are real at 2 inches of rainfall in a given hour over the last couple of hours. So we're up over 6 inches of rain for parts of eastern Bates County, western Henry County for the last 24 hours. That's just a ton. So can't get over that. That's a lot. So it has been an interesting weather night where pretty much everything we thought would happen would happen. We had some clustered cells that turned severe. Now we're turning over to a wind threat, and back behind the wind threat. So we're talking about like Cass County, Bates County, Vernon County. I mean, eventually just going to transfer out to more rain over into the overnight hours. So, I think we're getting into the point where, if rain is just good sleeping weather for you, I think we're getting to the point where some of this western Missouri is going to be out of the risk. I think that our jet is going to materialize a little bit further over into Henry County. So I think we are well into the clear over in eastern Kansas. There are still a couple of thunderstorms ongoing. Nothing really like what you guys have had over the last about 4 hours now, but you're just transitioning out to rainfall tonight, so you'll get a pretty good lightning show over there in that neighborhood. Tina says, stay off the roads. Got to read this. She went from Nevada to southeast Butler, and it was terrible. Heavy rains. Went 45 to 50. Ponding on the roads were bad. Everyone was driving with their flashers on. Wow. When was that, Tina? That's crazy. But I believe it. I mean, this is totally overwhelming even the driest of surfaces right now. It's unheard of. So you guys can see all of the bulletins for flash flooding, and that's just going to be a thing. And we're not quite done yet. So like I say, transitioning to two main threats: wind in the eastern part of the forecast area and too much rain. 7:30. So that was 3 hours ago, y'all, that Tina took a drive. And it was bad then. So 7:30, that, there's been 2 inches more of rain in some places. Maybe not on I-49, because it seems like maybe that's been a little bit more in western Bates County, right in here. That's where I think. So I don't know. Maybe parts of I-49. We'll just have to see. Been doing this. I haven't looked around social media to see what everybody is saying. So if you guys know, post it on here. I appreciate that. But yeah, be careful all the way into tomorrow morning for sure. This rain is going to take a while to go anywhere. It's going to go places we don't want it to go too. So already on the Kansas side, we're kind of starting to wind out as far as significant thunderstorms. I think you guys can breathe a sigh of relief out there. It's going to happen down further to the south too. It's just going to take a little bit longer for you guys, but there is still a warned cell. This is kind of curious. Down here in very southern Kansas around Parsons. So I think they're just talking about wind. Yeah, they are down there. So yeah, so as this jet kicks in, we're going to get some wind gusts. So I'm looking at the southern portions of the forecast area. That's what I was just kind of pointing out in the forecast data. You guys have a little bit left to go. And again, up here around Clinton where we've been talking to. So I think that is what we have headed our direction. So we'll go back over here around the Clinton area. Clinton is getting pummeled with torrential rainfall right now. I think that's all that it is, but that is a big, broad thunderstorm, and I think the wind gusts are significant over there as well, right ripping through Clinton right now, on their way out here to Calhoun and Leesville up towards Windsor. So that's what you have. That's what these thunderstorms are going to look like as we transition into the overnight, is heavy downpours and strong winds. So we'll go ahead and say that I think areas of impact are definitely going to be Green Ridge, Windsor, here's Cole Camp, Warsaw, Cross Timbers, Collins, and probably Stockton is where all this kind of winds up tonight. So there may be a thunderstorm with some strong winds left for you folks down in El Dorado Springs. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But I see strong wind gusts. We need to pick up Springfield radar. Yeah, actually between Eldo and Collins. So maybe you've had strong wind gusts, but you might get some more. So we're not quite done down there in that neck of the woods for sure. Otherwise, it is just scattered thunderstorms all the way around. Rain continues. This is 10:35 p.m. I think we're going to see this continue until about midnight for most of us. In terms of heavier rainfall, this stuff isn't moving that fast. For however long I've been live streaming here, this has not changed much. So that's the problem. That's what's given us all this crazy rainfall. You're welcome, Tina. I appreciate it. I love the comments. That's good to know. Does not surprise me. This amount of rain is, it just kind of got started weird early in the evening. We had thought that the surface boundary, that front, would park out farther to the south, become a stationary boundary further to the south. It didn't. It really hung out over like northern Bates County, southern Cass County. So thunderstorms started to train in that area, and that just got this whole thing started. So, that's just been a lot of rain. And we could see another 1 to 3 inches before all is said and done in some areas tonight. So we will have some interesting headlines in the morning. I'm sure about that. So this is what's currently happening. We'll go ahead and loop the radar a few times for you guys. See things starting to come together over there, off towards Windsor and Sedalia now. So I think things to watch still, as this jet kicks in, there is still a significant thunderstorm down here between Hume and almost to Appleton City, picking up Rich Hill area right now. So that could get a little bit stronger, kind of like what we saw over towards Clinton too. Hasn't yet. But it's one we'll probably watch for a little bit here. That could grow upscale a little bit too as it works its way over toward Appleton City. So be advised, Appleton City, definitely a thunderstorm headed your way. Not warned for anything at the present time, but we start to add this low-level jet into the mix, which it's underway. It's doing its thing right now. Makes things a little bit unpredictable. So we're back up to a northeasterly direction now. That's a good sign. So maybe this down in Rich Hill, Foster area, this will just stay a solid thunderstorm and not develop any further. So, all right, everybody, that is the current situation. Like I say, for most of us, thunderstorms continue. They're going to slide out to predominantly just rainfall as we go through the next couple of hours. Big weather story being all this rain. I think we will continue to see severe thunderstorm warnings over here in Henry County and points to the east, northeast. I'm looking at Windsor, Green Ridge, and Sedalia. I think you guys are up next. Might just miss Warrensburg. Looks like it's getting started a little bit further to the east for you guys over there as well. So thanks, everybody, for jumping on here. I will continue to monitor things as we go a little bit later into the evening, but just wanted to go ahead and give you that update. Have a great night if I talk to you. If I don't, we'll see what things have looked like in the morning. Have a great night.